My parents forced us to be the stars of their family channel and made us fake having cancer for donations. I was 11 when my mom handed me a script and told me to memorize it by dinner. The paper had lines written out like a movie scene. Things I was supposed to say to the camera about feeling tired all the time, about being scared, about wondering if I would get better. I asked her what this was for, and she said it was for our new family project. She said we were going to start making videos and that lots of families did this now. She said it would be fun and that I'd get to miss school sometimes for filming days. My little brother Marcus was 8, and he got his own script too. His had lines about being brave for his big sister, about praying every night that I would be okay. The first video went up 3 weeks later. Mom had taken me to get my hair cut really short. She said it would look better on camera. Dad set up ring lights in the living room and made me sit on the couch looking tired while Mom asked me questions about how I was feeling. I read my lines like she taught me. I talked about doctor visits that never happened, about treatments that didn't exist, about how scared I was but how my family gave me strength. Marcus sat next to me holding my hand, his eyes watering on command because Mom had practiced that with him for hours. The video got 50,000 views in the first week. The comments were filled with people saying they were praying for me, strangers sending love and support. Mom read them out loud at dinner with a smile I'd never seen before. The donation link went up after the third video. Mom said people wanted to help with my medical bills, that they wanted to contribute to my treatment fund. Within a month, we had a new car. Within 3 months, we'd moved to a bigger house. But here's where things started getting strange. Mom began pulling me out of school more often, but not for filming. She'd take me to different towns, sometimes 2 hours away, and have me wait in the car while she went into buildings I didn't recognize. When I asked what she was doing, she'd say it was grown-up stuff and to mind my own business. Dad started getting packages delivered to a P.O. box instead of our house. Heavy boxes that he'd carry straight to the garage and lock inside. Marcus told me he tried to peek once, and Dad screamed at him so loud the neighbors came outside. The videos kept coming. Every week, Mom would write new scripts about my fake condition getting worse, then better, then worse again. She coached me on how to look pale, how to move slowly, how to make my voice sound weak. She bought makeup that made dark circles under my eyes. The comments section became my whole world. Thousands of people checking in on me, sending virtual hugs, telling me I was an inspiration. Some of them sent gifts, stuffed animals and blankets and cards signed by entire classrooms of kids I'd never meet. I started having nightmares about getting actually sick, like somehow by pretending I was making it real. I told Mom I wanted to stop, and she grabbed my arm so hard it left bruises. She said I didn't understand what was at stake, that I was being selfish, that everything good in our lives depended on me doing my part. Marcus changed too. He stopped playing with his friends and spent hours watching our videos on repeat, studying his own performance. He'd critique himself at dinner, saying he needed to cry more convincingly, that his timing was off. 6 months in, I noticed Mom was using different names. On the phone, she'd introduce herself as Linda or Patricia or Dawn. She had 3 different cell phones in her purse, and I never knew which one would ring. Dad stopped going to work entirely, but money kept appearing. Then I found the folder on Mom's computer. She'd left it open one night while she was in the shower. There were spreadsheets tracking donation amounts from dozens of different platforms, not just ours. There were links to other channels, other families, other sick kids. The photos in the folder made me sick. Children I didn't recognize, all of them looking thin and tired and scared. Some of the faces had been edited, hair removed digitally, skin made paler, eyes made sadder. I scrolled down and found a messaging app open. Conversations between my mom and people I'd never heard of. They were discussing something called the network, talking about rotating stories, about which illnesses generated the most sympathy, about how to avoid detection. One message said the inspection was coming and everyone needed to clean their digital footprint. Another mentioned moving operations to a different state. A third had an attachment I was too scared to open. I heard the shower turn off and quickly minimized everything, but my hands were shaking so bad I could barely move the mouse. I went to my room and lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to process what I'd seen. We weren't just a family faking illness for money. We were part of something much bigger, something organized, and my parents weren't running it. The next morning, a black SUV parked across the street from our house. It sat there for 3 hours. Mom noticed it too, and her face went completely white. She told us to stay away from the windows. She made 4 phone calls in 15 minutes, speaking in a voice I'd never heard her use. That night, she woke me and Marcus up at 2 a.m. and told us to pack 1 bag each, only essentials. No electronics, no phones. We had 5 minutes. I asked where we were going and she said somewhere safe. I asked safe from what? She looked at me with genuine fear in her eyes and said the people who ran the network had found out someone was talking to investigators, and they thought it was us. Because the rest of the story is on my channel or linked below.